Okay, so I finally got the barrel completed. The thing that gave me the most problem was this tang. This stock came pre-cut and pre-drilled, and it was a hassle trying to get the holes that were already existing to line up with each other. Another thing was is that this stock, as it came, already had a lot of the wood already removed. Usually, there's some extra wood so you could play with it. But for this particular stock, I couldn't get the top of the tang lined up low enough to meet the top of the stock, and I ended up having to file down, which is typical and normal. File down the top of the metal here so that it would meet more flush with the top of the stock here. That wasn't a big deal. But what happened was is that because this vent hole was already drilled, lowering the stock anymore would probably put that vent hole lower than the bottom of the pan. That vent hole should be at the top rail of the pan, and because it's already been drilled, that's it ended up where it ended up. Usually, I drill my own vent hole, and I can put it exactly where I need it to go. So that was a little bit disappointing. It'll still work, but that's what you get when you get pre-drilled and pre-carved stocks. They don't line up exactly where they need to go. But anyway, it is what it is. And I also went ahead and inletted the lock plate, and I forgot to film it. But I didn't really have to take out too much wood because, as you can see, the original mortise from the factory was a little bit bigger than the lock plate. So with very minimal work, I was able to inlet that and just tap it into place. You can see here that the bolster is tied up against the barrel, and it's in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to inlet the internal mechanisms of the lock here. And hopefully that won't be as big of a chore as it was to get this barrel inletted. So I'll put the camera down and get it going. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, instead of inletting the barrel or the lock internals, I'm going to put in the barrel lugs, solder the barrel lugs in, and get them inletted into the barrel so that I can have this barrel, and then I'm going to pin it too. So I can have this barrel residing where it's going to reside before I start fooling around with this lock. All right, so I'll turn the camera on when I get the barrel lugs ready to go. Okay, so we're back to the barrel lugs. You can see here that I've completed making all four of the barrel lugs. And what I did was, if you recall, I bent them so that they would fit to the contour of this round barrel. And I also ran a bead of solder down the middle here to help keep them together and to keep them from splitting, because these were folded over. Now, the way I get them to fit more closely along the contours of the barrel is I just get a piece of sandpaper and I just sand down the bottom part of the barrel lug so that when you solder it onto the barrel, it'll be a lot closer and tighter fit. There won't be any air gaps or spaces in between the barrel and the lug. A little bit more. So you can hopefully see that how it fits on the barrel. So I'm going to get ready and do the rest of those lugs, and then we're going to go and solder them onto the barrel. Be right back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and solder this barrel lug onto the barrel. And what I've done, I've melted a little bit of solder on the bottom side of the lug, and I've got some flux on the barrel here. I'm just going to line it up and put it on the barrel, clamp it down. Hold on a second. Okay, we're back. I've got the barrel lug clamped down on the barrel. It's always a hassle clamping things down on a round barrel, but I've got it clamped down. It's I already did one, and it's pretty much in line. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to solder that lug on. Okay, I'm going to try to do this without catching my phone on fire. Okay, I've got the lug soldered onto the barrel, and as soon as it cools down, I'm going to take that clamp off and test it and make sure that joint is nice and strong. Okay, so I got the clamp off, and basically what I do, I just hit it and just make sure that's a good strong joint, and it looks like it is. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these lugs. And I'll turn the camera on when I get done, and then we'll be done. Then we'll inlet them into the barrel. Okay, so I've got all of the barrel lugs soldered onto the barrel, and what I went ahead and did, I went ahead and inletted them into the stock as well. So I forgot to film that, but anyway, it's pretty straightforward. You just put some inletting black on the ends of the barrel lugs, and then put them back into stock, and you just carve out wherever the black spots are. So it was pretty easy to do. So now the barrel fits into the stock, and the next video will be putting the pins in for the barrel lugs. Okay, so that's it for now. Cashstick Boatcraft. Thanks for watching.